We're starting to see more clouds build into the Tennessee Valley, and we're going to continue to see that throughout the rest of your Thursday. Thanks for joining me this morning. Let's go ahead and talk about your forecast for the rest of today because it does involve some rain and potentially a few thunderstorms. So right now, we're relatively quiet. Like I mentioned, we're going to start to see clouds build in through the rest of today. You can really notice those right now, especially outside our FOX54 studio. We're going to continue to see peaks of sunshine, though, through most of this morning. But heading into the afternoon, that's when things will start to turn different. We'll start to see more rain pop up on the radar. And as I mentioned earlier, a few thunderstorms going to be possible as well. So we're starting to pick up on a little rainfall here right now on our radar. It's really to the west of the Huntsville metro. So right along 565, I would probably say, but Huntsville probably going to be seeing that rainfall come in about the next 15 to 30 minutes, but it looks like it's just going to be a quick passing shower, maybe some moderate rainfall involved, but this one isn't really that big of a storm to cause much concern. Temperatures are pretty warm out there, 77 right now in Florence, 78 in Fayetteville. We're sitting at 80 right now in Huntsville, 77 down in Coleman. Fort Payne currently sitting at 79. Arab is sitting at 76 degrees, but those dew points still hanging out in the low 70s. So it is very muggy outside, and this amount of moisture that's in the atmosphere that we've got going on right now is going to help to fire off rain and thunderstorms later this afternoon. Wind speeds are relatively calm, but as we start to see these storms develop later this afternoon, some of them could contain some gusty winds, and I'm talking on the lower end of the scale, so maybe 20 to 25, potentially even 30 miles per hour with some of these storms that do develop. We're not expected to see widespread severe weather by any means this afternoon. It's really just going to kind of be what we experienced yesterday. We had those few severe thunderstorm warnings, but they were very isolated. So the next 12 hours, temperature is going to eventually warm back into the upper 80s for the afternoon, which is where we sat yesterday, but we've got one more afternoon in the 80s. That's all going to change heading into tomorrow as well. Rain chance is going to stay pretty elevated through the afternoon as well. And then, of course, heading into the overnight tonight, things turn much quieter. We're starting to clear out right around midnight, and mid-70s is where we're going to be sitting as we pass over into that early Friday morning hour. So the futurecast is not really picking up on a whole lot of rainfall for the rest of tonight and into early tomorrow. What I mentioned earlier was all that rain is expected to move through. It's looking like this afternoon. So for tonight, low 70s, we could see a little bit of patchy fog develop like what we saw last night as well. It is very humid outside, calm winds. That's usually what causes the fog here. So patchy fog, not expected that to be a widespread issue either. Heading into tomorrow, high temperatures once again going to be back in the low 90s with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. So we're going to stay in the low 90s for the next 7 days beyond today. So 91 expected for tomorrow, 92 and 93 heading into this upcoming weekend, and then it looks like we'll be staying in the low 90s for the early part of next week until I would say probably next weekend as well. I'm not expecting the 90s to go anywhere beyond the 7-day forecast. So rain chances are a lot lower than what we experienced yesterday and the day before. It's only about a 50% chance heading into this afternoon, and that carries over into the weekend. It's not going to be a washout by any means, but scattered showers and thunderstorms will be in the forecast for this upcoming weekend. We've got about a 60% chance heading into Monday, and then looking ahead to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, it balances between a 50 to 60% chance of rain between Tuesday and Thursday. So we're not expecting widespread rain or thunderstorms. It's really just going to be those scattered in nature that we typically see pop up in the afternoon. So for your 7-day forecast for today, upper 80s, we'll continue to track rain and a few thunderstorms on our FOX54 radar heading into the afternoon, really. And then we'll be back in the low 90s by tomorrow. We'll stay in the low 90s heading into the weekend. Showers and thunderstorms going to be a possibility. And then looking ahead to at least the first half of next week, temperature is going to be staying in the low 90s. Rain chances remain slightly elevated. Not going to be seeing a day full of rain by any means on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, but rain chances will remain slightly elevated. And either way, we're going to still see a little bit of sunshine, though. It's not going to be all doom and gloom Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, but we will keep that rain in the forecast with those high temperatures sitting in the low 90s.